This should be the last of the traps. Oh, hey everybody. Oh, don't mind me. We're just going through and making sure all the pests are taken care of here at Merman's Cove. And, well, that job usually falls to me because Tim here lacks the physical dexterity to check some of these traps. And, well, let's see what we got. Oh. Well, we don't always get, I don't even know what this is. But, let's pretend we didn't see that. Your tale today is actually a nice mermaid tale. It's called Helping Hands. Enjoy. Well, at least somebody provides some helping hands around here. Me.
There ain't no mermaids in these waters, the sun-baked old coot answered, ale froth spraying me from across the driftwood table. Sure about that, McGregor? I asked. I didn't much care for an answer. I was just looking to let the warm afternoon pass into the cool night. I knew enough about the old buccaneer to know better, but I also knew the men of his make were a dying breed in our shared profiteering profession. Aye, everyone knows that all mermaids fled to Madagascar before Drake's voyage. No, sirs, ain't been a she-fish in these waters for over 100 years. That's the truth of it, boy. I hear the bartender begs to differ. Miguel Alvarez interjected before swallowing a mouthful of charred hogleg. I wondered if the shank on my own plate was from the same beast. You should hear him talk. Codswallop. McGregor threw his hand up in defiance. He talks too much for his own good. And that's all it be. Talk. Nay, he'd be best not to listen to that rummy. Can't trust a man who spends his days talking to a skull like it were a man. Madness, I say. Strong drink, though, all's fair. Maybe not all the mermaids are gone, I said. I may have a story yet to tell on that, good sir. Miguel flashed a smile, for he knew the tale I was about to tell. He'd heard it once or twice, and he was always up for a palaver, wherever we found ourselves, since I joined the crew of the Minor Bird. Friendship came easy for a soft-hearted bloke like Miguel. And what story be that? McGregor leaned close to the waning candles between us. A true one, I answered. By God, ye swear it, Roger Dalton? Our resident Baptist navigator can attest. I put my arms around Miguel and shook him just enough to be a friendly bother. Isn't that right? If you say so, Roger, Miguel said, with a thankful sigh, as I let him return to his meal in peace. Aye, then quit your bullshit. Out with it, boy. Very well. I took a hearty swig to finish off my ale, though my lips need greasing to stay loose. McGregor called for another round. That was my cue to begin. I first came across, a few years back, on a merchantman out of Liverpool called Maidstone, bound for a West Indies trade. It was a quiet night traversing the Bahama Channel. I remember it well, as I was on watch when the foul event took place. A righteous fury, like the hand of God, came down to strike us from the sea. Attacked? McGregor asked. I shook my head. Not another ship or soul in sight. Nothing but our own reflection and the moonlight against the dark obsidian waves. Can I say true what it was? I can't. Beyond a stroke of bad luck that set the magazine aflame. We weren't carrying but a few barrels of black powder in our hold, but it was more than enough to do the deed of relieving every last man from his earthly post, save for me. Bernadette, the buxom barmaid, set down our fresh ales. There, my handsome gents. I gave her a smile, raised a glass, and a toast to my fallen shipmates. to the wind that blows. The ship that goes, Miguel continued, and the lass that loved a sailor. The three of us sang in unison before imbibing a deep swig of salvation. Aye, get on with it, Dalton, McGregor said, wiping the froth from his scraggly white beard. So I survived, bobbing along on a shattered segment of the hull with the rest of the flotsam, slowly drifting until there was nothing left in sight but I. Days and nights on end I laid there, baking and freezing in turn. The only saving grace was a mild wind carrying me along, until even that was gone. Forsaken to the doldrums, I expected nothing more than to die right then and there. And yet, McGregor asked. I didn't. I prayed, until even that was painful, hoping beyond all measure for salvation. And then, by God, it came. With no wind to push the tide, I began to drift, as if propelled by means unknown to me, from beneath the sea. McGregor leaned forward, his focus sharp. I offer no explanation beyond the truth for what my eyes beheld. A small pair of hands lifted out of the still water and gripped the side of my makeshift raft. I crawled as close as my body would allow to see where they came from, only to find there was nobody attached. I would have believed I was seeing the ghost of a fellow sailor, were it not for the fact that they were the most beautifully feminine and delicate hands I'd ever glimpsed. Why, so what did you do? McGregor asked. I laid there, not knowing where I was being led. All I can do is trust in the hands of fate guiding me across the glassy and moving sea. I'm unaware of how long I'd been out there when I awoke on the deck of the Minor Bird. Captain de la Cruz welcomed me as a beacon of good luck, right then and there. Aye, McGregor nodded. I remember it. We've been stuck in those cursed doldrums for near a week, sitting with not a fool's breath of wind in our sails, waiting for the end. Until he arrived, Miguel interjected with a pat on my back. And with him came the wind. And our salvation, my friend.
Yeah. That was nice. I actually had a happy ending for once. Most of these never do. Oh, well, that's it for us today, folks. We hope you enjoyed your tale, and next time we will indulge in a few more Shut Your Portholes, so please get those suggestions coming for things that need to improve around here. We'll see. Until then, cheers, folks.